There is a warning for multiple applications because it might mess up the timing of the callback.
Oh, no.
Whoops. Oh, well.
No.
So I wait again.
No,
Another 2 days
them.
pass and
Call them.
nothing.
I get worried that my double application might have actually screwed it up.
So I find a passport service info number to call and see what was up.
They gave me really awesome advice.
They told me to just keep waiting. So wait, I did.
That
About
was
a
the
week
awesome advice?
after my first...
Hey, buddies, it's your it's your girl, AyChristene. That G was not coming out, and the U was coming out, and it just like that's what happened. And today we are checking out Passport by Domics. Recently had to get my passport last year for the first time. Got my passport because me and hubby were going to Switzerland for this YouTube thing, which was fire amazing and wonderful. But like getting I would have to say it was hella stressful getting the passport process when you're doing expedite. I think if you're doing like a regular, like because I don't know how many months ahead that you need to have like the regular. I think it's like 2 or 3 or 4 months. You know, for the regular, maybe it's less stressful, but expedited is hella stressful because it's like if you don't have your ish right, you gotta do it again, and that ish is costly. Listen, just get your passport now. If you're over 18, I don't think you have to renew it for a very, very long time, if ever. If you're a kid, you do have to change it when you get older. So if you had one before you were 16, you do have to get that changed. However, as an adult, you know, get your passport. Start the process now. Let it take its time. That way, when you need it, you got it. And you don't have to do expedited because expedited is stressful. So stressful. Anyways, let me know down below if you've ever had to get a passport and where did you go? I want to know. Let's get started.
Hello, look who it is. It's me. I'm back. Hello, guys.
His animation's different.
Yeah, this is me now.
Is he using Adobe?
Thank you for understanding. And
Animate Create?
I'm sorry if you don't.
Animator?
In fall of 2021, Scribble Showdown did its second tour across America.
I remember.
Without me. I had visa troubles. I couldn't go. Big sad. But Emily subbed in for me like a champ, and I was still able to do the Toronto show in
and I remember
Canada.
she was walking around in her underwear.
To 2022. Scribble Showdown does its third tour in Europe. Woo! I was super excited for this, considering I missed out on the previous one,
and having never been to Europe, I look forward to a new experience.
My Canadian ass got approved to do the show, and all I had to do was make sure my passport wasn't expired.
It was, wasn't it?
May 2022.
Of what?
The tour is
May?
in April.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Stella. My passport expires in May. Am I still good? No.
Oh, dear.
Passports need to be valid for 6 months past the trip. Can you renew it in time? This was a little over a month before the tour, and I panicked a little because all I've been hearing lately about passports is that the renewal process may take up to 6 months if you mail it in.
I obviously didn't have 6 months.
No, you
didn't.
So
I looked up if I could expedite the process and saw that there was a 2-week and even a 2-day turnaround for renewal. But you had to go to a processing center in person and have all your documents ready to be sent in. When I searched up which passport service to go to, all of the ones in my area were by appointment only, except one, which allowed walk-ins. Frickin' awesome. The next day, I went to take my passport photo and then headed to the service center. It was around early afternoon by the time I got there and saw that there was a line outside of the building. I wasn't really surprised and was ready for a lengthy wait.
They didn't close for another 2 hours, so I figured I was chilling.
As soon as I got in line, the people around me asked if I had an appointment or if I was doing a walk-in. When I answered, they advised me that they actually aren't allowing any more walk-ins unless you have a ticket, which they handed out earlier in order to cut off the line because they predicted it would take that long to process everyone in time for when they close. Cool. I just paid $20 for parking, but that's cool. So I go home that night and do a little bit more research on how to get an appointment. In order to apply, you fill out this simple online form, give your contact info, describe your traveling situation, and upon submitting, you are to expect a callback within 2 business days, in which you will be appointed an appointment. Sick. I do that.
Appointed an
But I
appointment.
figured why not try and line up again the next day and have the callback be my fallback.
The center
Oh,
opens
I
at
got you.
8:30
Okay,
a.m.,
Reimer.
so I get there at 8:30 a.m. There were already people lined up, almost the same length as when I first saw it the day before. But no
Yikes.
problem, I got all day. Ain't no
Right.
way I'm getting cut off. I'm
no,
about
did
50
they?
people away from the front, assuming there isn't an even longer line inside. And this is like
Okay.
mid-March in Ontario,
nips.
Canada. It's
Not
about to
the
be
nips.
spring, but it's
Did you
still
say
like
Canadian?
5 degrees Celsius outside.
Oh,
I
gosh.
underestimated the
What
weather.
is that in-
I was
in
only
Fahrenheit?
wearing a somewhat thick hoodie over a t-shirt.
Because I assumed I wouldn't be outside waiting that long, having
Oh,
arrived
dear.
at opening.
Always have a zip
Whatever,
up.
I'll
Whatever
take
type
you
of
out.
jacket.
Give me that. The woman in front of me was even more underdressed and only had her blouse with negative 20 cold resistance.
Oh,
Every now
dear.
and then, a guard would
I was
step
gonna
out
say,
and
those were
kind
his
of
stats?
patrol
Dear.
around, asking what people were in line for to make sure they weren't wasting their time.
Oh, they're
As
yelling
soon as
at
they
it.
got to her, she asked if there was any way for her to wait inside and still maintain her spot. The guard pondered about it for a bit and said, surprisingly, "Okay, I have room for
Oh.
one person to wait inside because we're limiting the building capacity due to COVID restrictions. Just
Right.
remember your spot and come with me." Yeah, I'm just in front of
Okay.
that small shivering boy. Okay, let's go. Awesome. That's so
Okay.
awesome. I'm so happy for her and her warm-bloodedness. I look forward to reuniting with her once my face has chapped into frosted flakes. About an hour and a half later, I make it inside.
Oh, okay.
And no,
GG.
there was no further line.
You literally
that's
enter
good.
the doors, witness all the unused empty space, and then there is exactly one service clerk working. Blouse
So why
lady
is everybody
rejoins the
outside?
line in front of me, and I overhear a bit of a discussion when it was her turn.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, she was flying out in 3 days and needed to renew her kids' passports.
Okay.
She was informed that because her flight was within 30 days, she would have to go to another service location that's specifically for expediting passport applications.
Right. Wait,
she
is
walked
he
out upset
not
about
in the
wasting
one for
her time.
expediting?
And then I was up next.
Oh,
I
yeah.
told them that I needed a passport renewal, and when I said my expected travel date, they also
told you the
gave
same
me
thing.
the same 30-day speech. As it turns out, I was a day late, and I'd have to go to a different service location as well.
That's so great. Isn't that
It is.
great how
It
that's
is.
just
Look at his
what
face.
it is?
Yeah,
Which is
look at his face.
great.
Look at his
They
face.
also told me to fill out the online form thing for the callback appointment.
Which I already did, so
Okay,
I too
okay.
wasted my time today.
But unlike Blouse
did.
Lady, I couldn't feel my feet.
Oh,
Guess I
no.
gotta depend on plan B and wait for the callback since the other service locations were appointment only. 2 business
Yikes.
days pass, and I have not yet received my callback.
Oh,
So
dear.
I fill out the form again, but I realize too late after resubmitting that there is a warning for multiple applications because it might mess up the timing of the callback.
Oh, no.
Whoops. Oh,
Oh,
well.
no.
So I wait again.
No,
Another 2
call
days
them.
pass and
Call them.
nothing.
I get
Call
worried that my
them.
double application might have actually screwed it up.
So I find
Right,
a
right.
passport service info number to call and see what was up.
They gave me really awesome advice.
They told
That's
me to just keep waiting. So wait, I did.
That
About
was
a
the
week
awesome advice?
after my first application,
Oh, no.
I finally get the callback. I
Okay,
explained
okay.
to them my situation and
right,
request
right.
for an appointment.
Of course, sir. And just to let you know, you need proof of travel before I give you an appointment.
What, like my flight?
The ticket,
Yes,
yeah.
or a hotel booking, or any documents to prove your date of travel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I know when I need to fly out, I just don't have my flight booked yet because I wanted to make sure I can renew my passport in time. Right? Does that make sense?
Do you guys order Uber Eats a month in advance without knowing that you'll want
No,
to
I
eat it?
get that, and that
at
it's
that
frustrating.
time?
It's frustrating.
What kind of backwards ass? Like, are they encouraging
That's a big
people to
booty,
be
too.
irresponsible? Why would I book the flight if I wasn't sure that my passport would be renewed in time?
Right, right.
I am sorry, sir. You need proof of travel before I can give you an appointment.
Okay, well, I can literally book it right after this call. Could you still schedule me an appointment and I'll ensure I have my documents by then, even if it's tomorrow?
Coding error. If player not say have ticket, then deny appointment.
Bro,
Oh,
what?
no. Oh, no.
Okay, in that case, I
no.
should have just lied and said that I did. Like, how could I even
Yeah.
prove over the phone that
That's
I had a flight booked.
She told me to
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead
true.
and book the flight and reapply for the stupid callback again, with a little bit
that's
of
messed up.
assurance that I should
No.
get one sooner this time,
should've
because she said they
told-
try to prioritize people whose travel dates are closer.
She is a liar. She lied to me with her mouth, through the phone, and into my ear.
No.
It took
Oh, no.
another week to call me back.
The aspect of these passports, yes. I remember the whole when I said it was stressful, it was hella stressful. Mind you, it was for two people, me and my husband. And you have to, in order to get an expedited passport, right? Because if you're doing a renewal, it's kind of like getting a new passport. You have to take a new photo, you have to have all those documents, but for it to be expedited, you have to have proof of travel, right? And the problem in our situation is that we weren't the ones booking our trip. And so we had to ask them to book our trip and give us the data so that way we can go and expedite it, which took a long time because it's a corporation, right? That's booking the trips for everybody. And that's doing all that stuff. So it was hella stressful and hella uncomfortable, so uncomfortable to ask, after agreeing like, hey, yeah, I'd love to go to Switzerland. And I had no idea what the passport situation was going to look like. So I was embarrassed that I had to get one, and not in the fact of, embarrassed because I'm an adult that doesn't have a passport. No, I don't care about that. But I was embarrassed at the fact that later I had to ask for more information, like, hey, so I gotta get the passport, and in order for me to get one, I need the flight information. So can you book it? And mind you, the person who is organizing isn't the one. When it comes to any type of business trip, the person that you're talking to a lot of times is not the person that has to do the actual booking. It's somebody else. So then you have to go to somebody else, and sometimes it's a third party who had to go to somebody else and then get that information back to me. So I felt so bad that the people had to reach out to another person to try to get all the information to me so that way I could go and get that. Luckily, long story short, obviously I got to go. So it ended up working out for me and my husband in the end. Doesn't seem like that's the case for Dom. And I don't even know if he went on the tour last year. So I guess we'll find out. And it doesn't sound like it's a great experience. I didn't have as much of a wait as he did because I called around to a lot of places, because there's some places that'll do same day, same day passports and stuff like that. But that was Miami for us. And so it was a long process that we had to go through, but, and a back and forth, because we had to go to two facilities. We had to go to one to do the documents, then a courthouse that approves it and takes walk-ins, because a lot of the appointments for us were a month out. And we're in a similar situation where it was less than a month for the trip. We needed the passports, and a lot of the appointments were past that time, or they would be at the beginning of they were 2 weeks away and you still had to wait 2 weeks to get it. So it was stressful. It was stressful. I hope it works out for him. I hope that it was a stressful situation, but in the end it worked out. But it doesn't sound like that's the case. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Also, let me know for you, where'd you go? Do you have a passport? Where'd you go? If you don't have a passport, where would you like to go? Let's talk about it down below. Like the video to help me out the algorithm, and check out the links down below to become a member or patron to get the uncut reaction to all the shows that we check out. I love you guys as always, and until next time, buddies. Toodles.